When you think of gas-powered shotguns, you would think of the Jag Arms scattergun, you think of the Tokimori Breacher, the Golden Eagle M-Lock shotgun out there, but everything just gets so boring at the same time, the same thing. You pump, you shoot, oh, big whoop. How about we actually do a review on a semi-automatic shotgun by G&G. Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another episode on Airsoft Master. And today we're going to be talking about is the G&G ESG B-10, which stands for the Evolution Shotgun Bullpup. And basically we're going to work our way from the review, going from the front all the way to the back end of the shotgun. But before we do, basically 99% of you guys don't subscribe. Maybe you guys should subscribe. Either way. But anyways, if you do like about the actual shotgun, go ahead and like a comment down below. And also again, don't forget to like, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you're looking for products like these, check it out at airsoftmaster.com. Either way, let's get into the video. So there are technically, what I can think of right now, are 5 type of semi-automatic shotguns. If we count the old school of the Marushan, basically the shell ejecting, that is one of them, the M110, if I remember. We also had the APS Striker 12, which is semi-automatic as it's revolving. And at the same time, we still ended up with the 2 ones that we know very popular, is the Elite Force one with the CO2, and the contender of them all is the Saiga 12. But this guy might be the new kid on the block. Hell, I'd say it's the new kid on the block. But before we do that, let's get in more depth with the front end of it, the shotgun, which is actually surprisingly pretty nice in its design. What we do have is the M-Lock rail segments between the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock positions for any other type of rail segments if you want to put on there, for any lights, laser systems, whatever you want. And you still have Picatinny, surprisingly, on the 12 o'clock for the top of it. Also, just in case if you need be, is right underneath here on this undercover grip. But I mean, why would you want to change it out for any other grip style on here when this is very comfortable? And as for the design of the bullpup shotgun, this kind of reminds me more of that futuristic style like you would see in like Helldivers 2. So, I don't know, but how would you find like an actual nice taste of Liber-Tea on this thing? I think you'd be probably enjoying it quite well. Either way, the nice thing about this is the fact that you do have is a full bullpup system, and as well to that the barrel itself is pretty nice, is because you do have is the barrel can be adjusted and changed out to put a actual tracer unit right underneath. And surprisingly, but what about the actual 3-barrel system? This one doesn't actually use a 3-barrel system, but it uses only 1 barrel inside. So the good news is you won't have to worry about breaking your tracer unit. But how would you install the tracer unit specifically on here? Surprisingly enough, it's as easy as pie, as all we're going to be using is a 3mm hex key to open up the undercover grip / Picatinny rail. Once we basically take off the actual grip, you'll see that the Picatinny is right there. Now we just have one more thing to do, actually 2 more things to be exact, is we're going to push out this pin, push out the actual slide rail itself, and then we're going to untwist the barrel. And now basically once we untwist this off, this will reveal a 14mm negative actual threading underneath to put in any type of tracer units that you want, such as what we have here is the Ace Tech Bifrost. You can do the G&G UVT or even the Ace Tech Blaster or Brighter C, depending whatever preference and style you need. Because the barrel is so hollow, it has enough space to fit whatever you want on here. Again, all you have to do is once you already install your tracer unit, just put this back on the sleeve. It has the threading underneath, twist it back up. As such, put everything back and you're good to go. Now when it comes to the ESG shotgun, for your safety wise, you still have is the ambidextrous selector switch. We're able to pick from safe to the 5-shot and then a 10-shot system, just in case if you need that security of 10 rounds in there. Again, it's a pretty nice system though. As per the design of it, again, for G&G, I can see they're really inspired by a futuristic design to Again, something really more unique. And in regards of that lineup, we don't really see as much bullpup shotguns. The close enough would be is the KSG, if I remember. But that one is really more of a pump instead of a semi-automatic action. Again, it's a very nice basis of there. Another thing that's also ambidextrous on the selector is also your magazine release in the back end. So it is easy to release from either left-handed or right-handed operation. No problem, as you have this enlarged paddle system to help release the magazine. As the same thing can be changed out for the ambidextrous of the charging handle. What's also interesting about this is to put it back down, it does the typical HK slap. I mean, what else do you want more than this? This is actually more kind of interesting from there. Also, you do have, that's more ambidextrous, is you do have QD sling mounts all over this thing. Specifically, you have it on the front for 2 points on both left-handed and right-handed sides. So it does a lot easier to help keep carrying this behemoth. And I do admit, even though it's lightweight, this guy is pretty back heavy, as you can tell. But let's get into more of how you would fill this, and at the same time, what type of magazines you would use on here. Yep, I said it already, that should give you the hint. That this guy is using an M4 AEG magazine, just by the look of the stand, and at the same time, to fill it, it's actually in the back, which make it why it's so tanky, because the fill reservoir is right here. It does take a hot minute to fill up the actual gas itself, but you can hear it once it's actually done, is once it's equalized and it doesn't stop filling from your main tank of green gas. But let's see how this thing sounds. Okay, this does take a lot of gas, so that is the kind of a cool part about it. Now, surprisingly, with the 10 and the 5 shots, you can hear it feed the rest more to give it the more BBs that you need to give it that 10 shot spread. What's also nice about this is it's compatible to many type of M4 magazines out there, the AGs, such as like what we tested is the PTS shorts, the EPM ones, the actual EPMs, Specna Arms mid-cap magazines. Heck, I've even seen a photo, or you can use a drum mag on this, because it just works fine. So, the world is your galore with this shotgun, and at the same time, what we do notice about this is this took multiple rounds of EPM magazines to barely dry out the gas reservoir for actual gas efficiency. Oh man, this thing is pretty nice. And we did test this out there as well. Now when it comes to the back end of the stock, well, there is no stock. It's just a butt pad system here, which doesn't even have any padding at all. But it still is very comfortable to hold while aiming down sight. I mean, again, like a bullpup system to make it feel like it, it's more like the, I would say, the FAMAS style setup, like the rifle, the bullpup rifles here. Again, it's very nice, it's very comfortable, where I can easily move this around no matter what and operate it with one hand. Again, really nice in that basis. What's also interesting about this is you do have, if you look down the Picatinny rail segment, you still have in the middle is a fiber optic in the front end of it to be easy to acquire targets, just in case if you run out of basically your red dot battery space, you do have enough where basically you can use that as a faster target acquisition out there. Again, it's a shotgun. When are you gonna aim? Let's be real. It's a great setup on this. I wouldn't really need to aim downside. Just blast away by all means. Now, speaking about blasting away, unfortunately, we're not able to chrono this. But I do know a place that will definitely help chrono us for this specific shotgun. Here we are again to basically use the best chrono that we can use that we can actually chrono the shotgun, especially the ESG 10. So, might as well see how this thing shoots while we're at it. 0.20 gram BBs and regular green gas. And now for the 10 rounder selection. So when chronoing with the .25s and the regular race gas that we do have in the shotgun while we're testing at Tac City, on average with .25s, we're shooting around the 180 to 150 FPS. Now with .20 grams, you're looking around the sub 200s around there, which is still pretty good. And speaking of which, about using .20 gram BBs, I would highly recommend this, as this 20 gram BBs would give a better spread, as this is what it's meant to be, is a shotgun. The better spread, the better wide span. And in regards to distance, when we test this out in Tac City, we're noticing on the average on here for the distance between the able to hit targets is around the 50 feet, which is still pretty far from one side to the other. So when you do purchase your ESG B-10 shotgun, it does come with is a 130 round mid-capacity magazine alongside with a follower and a shotgun. But also you do have is the 101 tech warranty for basically the 90 days, a actual catalog for the new G&G for the year 2024, and at the same time, to be more eco-friendly, they do have inside the box is the QR code for your standard operation manual for troubleshooting and maintenance, which you would need to do for the shotgun. So in conclusion, is this a shotgun you want to own when it comes to spraying down the line? Hell yes, of course. That's like the most easiest answer of them all. This shotgun actually does a really good job where you can put any type of tracer unit on there, especially the Bifrost, the Blaster, even its own UV-T by G&G. You do have many rail segments on there, and of course keeping it more modern by having the M-LOK rail segments. And a bullpup shotgun with a crazy design that uses AEG magazines? Again, a pretty nice setup as well. And gas powered in the back of the tank, which does be really efficient on there. Overall, as a shotgun, this is a new great innovation that's coming out from G&G. So I have to admit, it's really, really great. Now, is this something in regards to price-wise? Being the Elite Force reasonable on its bottom tier on the price range, and at the same time what we've seen on Saiga 12s, going for the cost of around $600, the G&G ESG 10 goes straight off the bat, right smack in the middle. And again, if you want to buy these, you can always check it out at airsoftmaster.com. But again, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Write a comment down below what do you guys think about it. But for this episode, my name is Mike. I'll see you guys on the next episode.
This video is brought to you by Airsoft Master.